there, Diet Rebel Scum and Diet Rebel Scum Curious. Diet Rebel Scum being those of us who have taken the government recommended food pyramid and said to hell with that. We're not going to eat high carb, low fat. We are eating high fat, low carb because we think meat and fat is the stuff of life. I know this video quality is very poor. It's just a quick. I wanted to do a quick check-in on my laptop that I'm remoting in to work with because I'm staying at my parents' house. I'm caring for my mother while my dad is in the hospital. My sister is with my dad, looking after him while he's in the hospital because you kind of have to do that these days. This is just really hit home, while my sister usually cares for my parents but they're both here in their house. This is the house I grew up in, actually. This right here is my old bedroom. I'm 53 years old. I had this bedroom when I was I was in this bedroom, this one and a different one in the house. This is a small 3-bedroom house, which 3 bedrooms sounds not small, but it's very small rooms, I can almost reach I can't. It's like this room's like 10 foot by 10 foot, something like that. And the master bedroom isn't a whole hell of a lot bigger than this one. It's bigger, but it's not big. But okay, I digress. This is poor quality. The sun's not up yet. I'm in front of a nice outside window. It just looks at the neighbor's house, side of the neighbor's house. But lots of great light comes in here, and I like working with a lot of natural daylight. So I'm fortunate that my old bedroom's turned into an office. There's a sticker on that door. I remember putting that sticker on that door when I was somewhere like 11 or 12 years old. It's a bumper sticker. It's Little Sahara State Park. We were off-road people. We had dune buggies and rode sand dunes with a Volkswagen-powered sand rail dune buggy. And we had 3-wheelers, the ATV things, but the 3-wheelers were banned in the later 80s, but that's what I had a really fast 3-wheeler. But anyway, we were off-road people back then. Anyway, but back to diet, fitness, health, while I'm taking care of my mom, she's got Alzheimer's. And that's been progressing, over the past 4 or 5 years. And I have to prepare her meals. We have to. My sister does, and now I'm doing it too. But this highlights so much. This could be 3 hours of conversation, and I don't want to. I really have to start remoting into work and get some stuff done. I have to maintain my 9 to 5. But I just want to comment. What I'm doing is I'm feeding my mom my diet, which is pretty much carnivore. I am drinking some half decaf, half regular coffee with a little half and half in it, but I've cut that coffee down, and that's another topic. But this really highlights, as I'm helping take care of my mom and my dad in the hospital. Infection happened after a surgery he had, which is extending his stay there. And there's a book by Kevin, I think his name's Kevin Reese, and he's a doctor, not a medical doctor, he's a doctor of psychology, I think is what his doctorate's degree is in. But he wrote a book, The Medical Monopoly, I think is what it's called. He refers to it as the Red Book. And I just listened to that audiobook version over the last several days. And I'm done with it, and just kind of discovered him on my Facebook feed, little short clips, videos, and I love his delivery. It's really, it's really funny, and he's not comical. What he's saying is not comical. It's just how he says it, and he talks nice and slow. But anyway, that's his delivery, and I love it. But he speaks a lot of truth in there that everybody can see. Not everybody talks about, but it's how the medical system keeps us trapped. He calls it medical jail, I think is how he refers to it. And when you got both elderly parents, kind of in the later stages of life and health declining, and you contrast that with what we were told was healthy all of our lives, and those of us that are rebelling, hence my channel Diet Rebel Scum. That's why I've decided to do this, is a lot of us are rebelling against what we've been told was healthy. And as far as diet goes, I'm kind of focusing on diet, but I'm like a lot of you that this branches out. I mean, this even gets political, which I don't, I'm very, very steeped heavily in what's going on politically in the world. And like a lot of us are. That's why a lot of us have found carnivore through the same information channels, because we all listen to a lot of the same things. A lot of us we're on the same page. And but anyway, I'm feeding my mom my diet. See, and I've got a sister that's a vegan, so it's kind of funny. And she helps take care of my mom too. She was in for a few weeks this summer. She's a teacher, so she had to get back. But anyway, with the three of us, myself and my two sisters, were three siblings, we're able to handle this. And my wife helps out, and my niece. So this is it's why family is really important. When you get older, they say I'm in trouble because I've got no kids. And gonna have to adopt a 65-year-old when I'm 85 to take care of me. Got to promise I'll leave them some good stuff if they'll take care of me. But so it's like, I'm feeding my mom exactly what I eat. I eat ground beef, for lunch or dinner, and we've been eating twice a day. And I still give my mom a little bit of ice cream, and I'm just trying to keep her eating what she is. But she usually gets the standard American diet, when I'm not the one staying with her. And anyway, it's going all right, And I've got this inkling. People have been doing these clinical trials with Alzheimer's patients with like MCT oil, which I have here, and I'm just dosing that in just a little bit. But she's on, my mother's on a bunch of medications, so we have morning pills and evening pills that are in a little box, Monday AM, PM, and so I'm still giving these medications. I don't even know what they are. My sister really manages all that, so I'm just kind of like a worker bee, just kind of helping where I can, and just keeping the routine going, except for diet, because they're calling Alzheimer's diabetes type 3 diabetes, because the theory is, from what I understand, is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the brain can't use sugar for energy anymore, and things are just going haywire. But there's been I think people having some success with a ketogenic diet and MCT oil, is medium chain triglyceride, if you don't know, if you're not into that sort of thing. But anyway, it's kind of a refined. It's when I got it from coconut. It's tasteless, colorless, but mixes good with vanilla ice cream. Anyway, I'm just looking for, and since I'm with her all day, with my mom all day, I can really, look for, not saying I'm seeing, but any like little improvement, like speech, things like that, like not being able to come up with words, make full sentences, that she's very impaired speech-wise, but mentally she still get up and walk and talk, and we can say, hey, would you like to go to the bathroom, and still there, but her motor skills, like speech, is not good. So And I've heard some clinical trials. I remember hearing reports of some people doing tests and loved ones like completely turning their loved one that's suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's to get a low carb diet and actually getting like very noticeable improvement. Now that's freaking awesome. Now that's really what the science world should be doing, I think, not just coming up with drugs to alter us chemically. Which maybe our diets are altering us chemically also, but we're just going back and treating the body how it's supposed to be treated with things that are naturally here, not something concocted in a lab that's going to do some, have some catastrophic side effect elsewhere. That's what we're frustrated with. We're frustrated with just the scientific community barking up the wrong tree. They always say we're searching for cures. We're, donate to this, charity because the money goes to search for a cure. Well, it searches for drugs, most likely. Whatever money finally gets there, it's going to drug development. Not really finding a root cause of something and making it where we don't have that problem anymore. It just seems like the goal is to still have the problem, but just get dependent on a drug to mask that problem. That seems like what we're doing. And I'm putting it mildly. Okay, that's enough. I've got to get to work, as I know all of you do too, or if you're on the other side of the world, you may be getting close wrapping up your evening and needing to go to bed so you can go to work tomorrow, although tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know, if you're one of these people that work 7 days a week, God bless you. You're a hard-working person. But, all right, I think that's all I needed to ramble about today. Maybe the video has improved quality. They're a little more as the sun rises. I've talked long enough, 12 minutes and 23 seconds. It's getting a little clearer. This probably started out very grainy. But anyway, just wanted to work this in because I haven't checked in a day or two. Let's keep this communication open and going. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The only carb cheat I've had in the last several days is a few nuts. I had like a half cup, 3/4 cup of like cashews, peanuts, and some almonds, but not the candy coated ones. So I had quite a few grams of carbs and probably too much fiber. I actually try to avoid fiber. Do any of you try to avoid fiber? I actually kind of avoid it now. Oh dear, there's emails coming in. I got a notification on my phone. All right, let's make this another great low carb day. Check you later.